It's hostage of Europe, Anwar Nillufary. Today is Monday, March 29, 2021. In this video, I'm going to be talking about why no European institutions wants to give a dignified response to my dire situation. Although I have been reaching out to the European Union's major institutions as well as many of the EU's specialized agencies on the matters related to human rights, migration and refugees, regarding the issues of my illegal deportation from Sweden in September 2015, as well as the issue of my prolonged imprisonment and deprivation in Greece ever since. But not only none of those institutions and agencies have not come up with a dignified response to bring an end to this years-old hostage-taking situation here in Greece and help for my resettlement in another country outside this continent. It even seems they might be quite happy and satisfied about the situation, as at best all they had ever offered was to leave the matters entirely at the hands of the same people who have held me hostage here and deprived me of everything for these many years, and as such, hoping for a never-ending situation. The European Commission, the President of the European Commission, and the Commissioner for Home Affairs, the European Parliament, the President of the European Parliament, the European Parliament's Committee on Petitions, PETI, the European Parliament's Committee on Civil Liberties, Justice and Home Affairs, LIB, the European Parliament's Human Rights Committee, DROI, and the European Parliament's Legal Affairs Committee, JURI, the EU Commissioner for Human Rights, the European Committee for the Prevention of Torture, CTP, the Directorate General for Human Rights and Rule of Law, and the European Ombudsman, whom are and have been all aware of my dire situation here for many years now, to the best of my knowledge, have not offered any help to facilitate a resolution to this hostage-taking situation purposely manufactured by the European Union and its institutions. Also, most recently, I have as well reached out to the Parliamentary Assembly of the Council of Europe, the President of the Parliamentary Assembly, the Parliamentary Assembly's Committee on Migration, Refugees and Displaced Persons, the Parliamentary Assembly's Committee on Legal Affairs and Human Rights, as well as Greece's delegation at the Parliamentary Assembly. The PAC Committee on Legal Affairs and Human Rights, which was the first to respond to my recent inquiry, had replied to me on Thursday, December 3rd, 2020, and declined to intervene. The Office of the President of the Parliamentary Assembly had also responded to my inquiry on Monday, December 7th, 2020, and same as the Legal Affairs and Human Rights Committee of the PAC, refused to intervene and referred the matter to the PAC Committee on Migration, Refugees and Displaced Persons, whom were also among the recipients of the same email. It is also worth mentioning that there is no such a committee in the European Parliament. The said committee, however, in response to my second inquiry, wrote on Tuesday, December 22nd, 2020, that perhaps I should be seeking a solution through the European Court of Human Rights, ECHR. This led to yet another reply from my side, explaining again my total deprivation in Greece, including, of course, legal aid, even when they were obligated to provide legal aid to me in compliance with paragraph 3 of the Article 47 of the EU Charter for Fundamental Rights, and also perhaps Article 13 of the European Convention for Human Rights. And for that very reason, I have been effectively prevented from establishing concrete proof of having exhausted all the national remedies in Greece, including, of course, the Supreme Court of Greece, which apparently is one of the eligibility criteria before submitting a case to the European Court of Human Rights, ECHR, and as such I was prompt to inform the committee of this ongoing and deliberate obstruction of justice, and had requested the committee's assistance on this politically being made complicated matter. However, in the committee's response that came yet after sending another follow-up on my third email, they again declined to offer any help, and with total disregard to my complete deprivation from legal aid along with everything else in this savage country, they reiterated that I should either be seeking a solution through the European Court of Human Rights, ECHR, or try again seeking a resolution through the Greek Ombudsman and the UN Refugee Agency, UNHCR, and thereby most selfishly and ignorantly turning blind eyes to the facts that the Greek Ombudsman isn't really responding to my complaints, and UNHCR's only responses to my dire situation so far for the past 6 hellish years have only been calling the police on me, sending me to arbitrary and temporary detention or to the court or even to prison. That's what these people do to a refugee in exile for over 15 years. Yet, rather than finding safety, stability, or even a sense of protection, not only they took everything from me, and I mean everything, destroyed my life and my future, even my health and well-being. Yet, in spite of all that, still no solution seems to be on the horizon. Why? Even if there was, what a future that holds for me after being torn apart piece by piece by these people who robbed me of everything and shamelessly dare to claim had offered me protection. You might as well wonder, why the hell are they doing all this to me? Do you think they don't know what they are doing? Or perhaps they might be doing it by mistake? You must be gravely mistaken if you think so, because they know all too well what they are doing, and they are doing it not only on purpose, but also because they see and want refugees as nothing more but their own slaves with no rights or whatsoever. Just think about it for a second. How else Could you explain how on earth a simple asylum matter like this could have become so much complicated, prolonged for nearly 7 hellish years, even to the point of a life-threatening state, yet still there seems to be no resolution available to it? Furthermore, even though in pursuit of finding legal aid, I have even written to dozens, if not hundreds, of organizations, many of them international institutions, centers, clinics for human rights, mostly affiliated with universities, as well as dozens of private law firms, but so far none of my endeavors have yielded any results, which is yet another trauma on its own. With my prolonged imprisonment in Greece still continues, and my resettlement through a joint Kurdish and Persian private sponsorship led to a total failure and ultimately a pre-planned abandonment. I am now seeking justice in other ways to have my dire situation resolved. At the moment, one of the ways you could offer help with this cause and express your disgust and discontent about this ongoing atrocity is to sign and share my online petition with whomever you can. To find this petition, simply go to change.org/hostage of Europe. Justice delayed is justice denied. In Greece, not only they stripped me of all my resources essential for my survival and took away every shred of my dignity, but seems they wouldn't want to put an end to this ongoing oppression and unjustifiable infringement until they have taken away my life as well. Nothing like this should happen to anyone, anywhere, and no one should be put through a situation like this. This is a dire emergency. Please do not be indifferent and ignorant to what is happening here and take action now. Thank you. Yours respectfully, Hostage of Europe, Anwar, Nillufary. Today is Monday, March 29th, 2021, and that would be it for this video. I look forward to your solidarity and support in